just couldn't make me more proud to be part of this project in some small way. Love coming back down here, and I'm so happy to be part of this. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much. Hey, that is a fantastic photo. That is amazing, amazing. I spy with my little eye the mayor of Wilmington. Mayor Sapple, would you come on up? Good morning. Good morning. Still morning.
Morning.
Hey.
Morning.
Hey, I'll give you a minute here to speak.
No. Thank you.
Sir.
I would just, on behalf of the city, I just want to say to Lenny Simpson and the One Love Tennis, thank you. Every story needs a storyteller, and what better storyteller than Lenny Simpson? And got to meet him many years ago, and loved his energy. Thought he was a little crazy at times, but I just loved his energy. And I said, if there's anybody that could save Dr. Eaton's house and tell this story about black tennis in America, it was you. And we've been very supportive of the organization and seen everything that it's done for us here in the city of Wilmington with the youth and the community. But more importantly, it's talking about the history of Dr. Eaton and Dr. Johnson, and in those times back in America when things were separate and people lived differently, and the things that people had to overcome to see the success that we see today was tremendous. And to be able to preserve that history, to tell that story, is very important. And not only that, but the energy that you put in with the kids in making certain that a beautiful statue was dedicated to Althea Gibson at Flushing, the U.S. tennis is unbelievable. So to think that spark happened here in Wilmington again is fantastic. And again, thank you, Lenny, for everything you folks have done. This is a tremendous day for the community and a tremendous part of our history that we have preserved. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
David and Carolyn and Enza, please come on up. Oh, looks like David's behind me. These are friends of One Love that have truly become family. In the court in the backyard, there is a plaque dedicated to the Macklemores for their dedication to the preservation of this history. And Enza is also on our advisory board, and will speak also about one of the things that we're doing now. But David and Carolyn Macklemore, folks.
Thank you. Glad to see everybody for this turnout. It was, I sort of feel like a proud father a little bit here, in the sense that we've been working with Lenny on this project for 4 years, or thereabouts, and to see it really come into life, and to be a part of the preservation of this great home and great piece of history. Wilmington is very lucky to have this as a part of its family. I'm not a native, so don't hold that against me, but my wife is. Carolyn is. In fact, Carolyn was in your graduating class at New Hanover when we went through there. So she's been around for her whole life, and we were fortunate to be blessed, and we shared that blessing with One Love Tennis because it seems to be the one place that, I think God sent us, to be honest. And we're just happy, proud, and it's just great to be standing here in front of a home now that looks like a home, and a property that's going to be around for a long, long time. And Lenny, thank you.
Hey, thank you guys. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I'm going to be brief. We all have these tiny threads in our lives. We have an experience or we meet someone, and it may be very brief. We might not understand the significance or the meaning right away. My mother gave me a book on Althea Gibson when I was 7 years old. I was hitting in the street in front of my house with my brothers at 8 years old. A car stopped. A young man got out of the car and took a racket out of my brother's hand and hit tennis balls with me. It was Arthur Ashe. He wasn't famous yet, but boy, did that change. 50 years later, through my first tennis teacher, I met Lenny Simpson. Althea Gibson called Lenny Simpson champ. And now Lenny is championing Althea. As did Hubert and Celeste Eaton, One Love's children, and Wilmington, North Carolina. Now Wilmington, North Carolina has the opportunity and has championed Althea Gibson. Also, life to this neighborhood. It's been a true honor for me to be a very small part of One Love. The threads have come full circle for me, and I'm thankful. So please help us keep this life of love going. And please consider a contribution and an ongoing contribution for our current program, Dialing for Love. Lenny calls it Dialing for Dollars. I call it Dialing for Love, because we weren't able to have our fundraiser. Thank you all very much for being here. It's nice to be out. God bless each one of you, and thank you for letting me be a part of the program.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Santa. You were amazing. So you've met some of our friends. We have many families involved with One Love, of course. Today, representing just a brief number of them, I'd like to introduce Mr. Jonathan Weiss. His kids, Connor and Gracie, are out on the courts every week, a couple of days a week, trying their best, learning discipline, and loving the game. And I'm so impressed with how far they've come. But I'll give Jonathan here a minute to speak on behalf of One Love. 2 minutes. Round it down. On behalf of the City Club, he is the managing owner.
Hi there. Yes, I have 2 minutes. I could speak to the impact that Coach Lenny has had on my children and how that is amplified exponentially with the other children in the program. I could speak to this beautiful building. I was friends with the former owner, so I have been in this house, and I could see the transformation. And I know a little something about restoring historic buildings. I own the City Club and St. Thomas Preservation Hall, and it is not easy, it is not cheap. I could speak to how beautifully the unstoppable force that is Lenny Simpson has taken the baton from Dr. Eaton and has furthered his legacy. But instead, I'm going to do, as Coach Lenny would say, walk the walk. So I'm not just going to talk the talk. The City Club of Wilmington, for the entire winter, is going to receive donations from all of its members for the course of the next 3 months. The City Club Foundation is going to match all of those donations. And any friends of One Love, just tell my staff that you're friends of One Love and you want to join the club, and we will donate the entire $500 initiation fee to One Love for the rest of the winter, on top of the other things.
Wow.
Thank you all for being here. God bless.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Wow, thank
sir.
you, Jonathan.
Yes, sir.
You've met Gabriel Baldwin already earlier today, but I'd like you to bring up his mother, Crystal, who is, like Lenny, she is a force. She is an absolute force, loves her social media. Talk about a supportive mother in every measure possible. She is right behind Gabriel, pushing him as hard as Coach Lenny is pushing him. Gabriel has come so far. Matter of fact, he was given the privilege of doing a coin flip before the opening match of the U.S. Open last year, and he earned it. He absolutely earned that privilege. So, without further ado, Crystal Baldwin and Gabriel.
Actually, thank you. I'm going to let Gabriel start off speaking first. Good morning. My name is Gabriel Baldwin. Many of you know me as Gabriel the Tennis Kid. I'm 12 years old, and I started the One Love Tennis program May 2018. It's been a heck of a year, but currently I'm ranked in North Carolina USTA Boys Under 12 Division at 109. I credit my success to One Love Tennis program. Please note I'm only one example of many kids that have come through the program and others that are behind me as well, on their way to do some amazing things on and off the tennis court. Like a great Althea Gibson said, no matter what accomplishments you make, somebody helped you. So thank you, Coach Lenny,
Thank you, great.
Coach Joanne, and Coach Mark. A special thank you to Mr. and Mrs. McLemore, Miss Wilma Daniel, and other supporters for giving the One Love Kids our own country club to play tennis and study. Isn't it beautiful?
Great job.
Nicely said, Gabriel.
Nicely said, Howard. Country club. Nicely said. All right,
So
Howard.
today is a special because it recognizes a home as a part of Wilmington history to confirm the legacy of the home will never be forgotten, and dreams like Gabriel and the other kids in the program will continue. Do you remember the day that you prayed for things you have today? Well, One Love Kids have dreams too, as well as this house is just the beginning of a dream come true, and more dreams in the future. Like the late New York City Mayor, David Dinkins, who is also a USTA board member, my greatest interest and concern was that the people playing tennis look like the country. And in One Love Tennis program, it does. We're a very diverse program from all walks of life. You never know what you're going to see when you get on the court. But it all starts with the main thing of this sport. It starts with love. Today in Wilmington, North Carolina, we became history. We're making history, and we're making Mayor David Dinkins' vision a reality. So I asked you, in closing, the One Love Tennis program will make more history on December 15th at 4 p.m. on Instagram Live by hosting a Citibank Taste of Tennis cooking show. Yes, the One Love Kids and Coach Lenny are cooking, because we know that the way to a person's heart and to show that you love them is to cook through food. So tune in, again, mark your calendars, December 15th at 4 p.m. Tell your kids, tune in to Instagram Live, and you'll get to see Coach Lenny and Gabriel whip up something for the holidays and a holiday treat. So this is a great opportunity to share our mission and our cause and continue to keep the program alive. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal.
Crystal, thank you. Yeah, I can't wait for that. I will be off the side of the flare extinguisher. Nina and Naima, you guys are here. Hey, would you come on up? Everyone, you should recognize Nina from countless videos, promos. She has been the face, literally the face of One Love. She is brilliant. I imagine by the time she's done with school, she'll have 4 or 5 PhDs. And I always said that I'll vote for her if she were to run for office. She's got some interesting facts she'd like to share with us.
Okay, thank you. Hi. My name is Nina Noble. If you don't know me, I am an 11th grader at Isaac Barrett Early College, and I am a former One Love student, although I don't think you can ever stop being a One Love student.
Alumni.
So I have been incredibly fortunate to have strong role models like Coach Lenny, Mr. Wynn, Mr. Mark in my life to encourage and support me in my academic endeavors. However, there are many students in our community who do not have that strong foundation. and it can be clearly seen in the stats. So in a November New Hanover County Board of Education meeting, there was some data that was revealed to show that, sorry, a little nervous right now and I have no idea why, that indicated the higher than normal failure rate among middle and high school students. So of the more than 26,000 students in New Hanover County schools, the district says about 4,500 of them were failing at least one class at the end of the first quarter. 4,467 kids, middle and high school students, were failing at least one class at the end of the first grading period. That's 35.75% of middle school students and 29.31% of high school students. These failure rates are highest among students of color, with rates at 43.87% for Hispanic students and 41.12% for Black students. And they are an average of 3 grades behind their peers. The numbers do not lie. Our students are struggling, more specifically our students of color, but our youth and my peers are not defined by these numbers because they are subject to change. We should see these numbers not as a source of shame and not disregard them as just another student lost in the system, but rather as fuel for progress. And my coach has done just that with the Academic Enrichment Program. The One Love Academic Enrichment Program began 4 years ago and has operated 120 hours a month for 8 months each year and totaled 5,000 hours of education so far at 3 locations. One Love is fortunate to have 65 plus wonderful volunteers that are making a huge difference in the lives of at-risk kids. The number of hours put in by the academic enrichment classroom volunteers total 768. Oh my goodness. That's 3,072 hours over the 4 years of the program. These are very caring and wonderful people, many of whom are former teachers, educators, and professionals who we cannot thank enough. We are so grateful to each and every one of you. Through their efforts, One Love is taking the time to make the change this city needs. And I can say that our city is most definitely better for it. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you, Nina. Great job.
Hey guys, those are some depressing numbers, and there's someone here that I know is doing something about it because we've watched since day one. Cindy Ducharme, would you please come up here? Cindy Ducharme is a teacher by heart. It's in her blood. She has put in far many more hours than we just listed there. And she coordinates all of our volunteers at all of the locations for the Academic Enrichment Center and program.
Okay, I am going to get emotional, okay, which I always do every single year when Lenny asks me to come up here and do this. And I actually tried to not do it this year, but of course he doesn't take no for an answer. You have heard amazing things today about this program, but Nina just read something that is just so dear to my heart and breaks my heart. When COVID came, we had to shut down, okay? So we have not been with our kids as far as the education component since March. And it has just broken my heart. Not just my heart, but there's several tutors here who go every single week and help me. And they will tell you just how concerned we have been. Because the kids at these centers that we're at, honestly, they're not Nina Nobles. I can tell you right now. There are a few of them that are, but so many of them, they have such a need for help. And we have not been able to do it. So this center right here and opening the academic enrichment part up here is just a huge necessity for our community. And we really, really need help. We really need help so we can get it open, so we can begin to serve the people around.
Yes.
Lenny asked me okay, when school first started, again when September, when they let them go back, they weren't in school. And so there were different centers in town who were offering programs. And so one of the places I went to, he had me go, was PC3. Where is my cash crap?
To your left.
Okay, there he is. Okay, so he had me go over there because he wanted me to watch what they were doing. And it was so incredibly interesting because of the fact it was all virtual. And I can honestly say it was hard. It was really, really hard. And the kids had so much to do, and not every kid can do things by themselves. So there is just a real need for that. And then one of my former students, who's 39 now, and he grew up on Castle Street, he and his family, he has 2 little ones, and he calls and checks on me all the time, and he called me and he was like, will you please go to Brigade, and will you please see if I'm teaching my children the right way? He says, I don't know if I'm doing it right. So there is such a need in our community now when it comes to academics because of this virus. So really, I'm just asking for your support because it's a passion for him too. It's a passion for Joanne. It's a passion for Mark. We really, really want to help these children. We really want to help them. We want them to succeed. And we have the people who are willing to help us help them succeed. So those of you who are here who are always helping me, thank you so, so much. For those of you who support Lenny and this whole program, thank you. But right now, I'm pleading on behalf of academics. Please, we need your help. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, my dear. Thank you, Cindy.
Recognize the volunteers.
Okay, they just said, okay, my volunteers, there are a few of them here. There's Kay, who's incredible. She's been with us since the very beginning.
Kay,
Okay,
thank you.
she's amazing. There's Betty, who joined us last year over at Maids
Betty.
Park. She's amazing. Joanne, right here, she's from MLK. Fran started with us. Okay, Blair, where did you go, Blair? She's back over there.
Yes.
Blair always said to me, she said, don't give me anybody above first grade. Just don't give me anybody above first grade. And I'm just like, oh, but they're hard. Okay, and now I had the privilege, I think, and James was here from the bank, but he just left. Okay. Now I had the privilege of introducing someone who I've known since she popped out of the womb. Okay, she also, I'm really close friends with her families, and she actually volunteered for us her whole high school career. She's a Moorhead winner. Okay, she's went to Hoggard, and she's home now. And I am just so proud of this young lady. She didn't skip a beat her whole high school career at the MLK Center. Is that not incredible? That's incredible. Okay, Virginia Griffin, will you please come up?
Yeah, so I think me being here, I'm a sophomore in college now. I'm actually taking a gap year, but I'm a sophomore in college. And me being here today is honestly just a testament to Lenny and One Love. And I tutored, I tutored, but I feel like I'm a One Love kid. And
you are.
And it's just been amazing to see One Love being a thread throughout my life. I think everything connects back to it, tutoring in high school and now I work at the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency now, and hopefully working with like values-based education through that with One Love. I think it's just been amazing, especially in the past few weeks, just to see everything in my life has come back to this man and to this program. And so I was on the phone with Lenny a few weeks ago, and he asked me to read this essay that I wrote about One Love 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. And I didn't really understand why, but when Lenny asks, we've seen, you don't say no. And so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll read it. And so before I came here today, I drove around town. I haven't been back in like 3 months. And so I drove around town just to see how things were. And I realized that this essay still rings true. So here we go. I drive down Dawson Street towards the Johnston Grocery, where a group of middle-aged men exit the store, all carrying brown bags from which they seem to be drinking. I turn onto 13th Street and creep slowly down the road, trying to dodge parked cars and children running haphazardly across the street to meet friends. The slow pace driving over poorly paved streets allows me to witness an exchange between a man on the street and a faceless hand on the other side of a window. I reach the end of the row of identical worn down houses and see Mr. Ghost, sitting under a tree in a plastic chair like he does every week. The old man waves as I pass and I return the gesture. This is my route from the Martin Lee MLK Center to my home. The center is located in an area of town known as the Bottom. My house is located just 5 miles away. I watch as the scenery changes from potholed road, patrolling police cars and barking pit bulls in every yard, to modern brick homes, nice cars, and upscale shopping centers. 6 years ago, I was approached by Lenny Simpson to work alongside him and several other community leaders to help create the academic enrichment program. The goal of this program is to teach at-risk children lessons on respect, listening, and social skills through tennis. Since 2015, I've worked on creating and evolving this program. However, the greatest joy is spending every Tuesday afternoon of high school sitting at a table at the MLK Center surrounded by 20 elementary school children from the Bottom, tutoring them and teaching them life skills. Much has changed between freshman year of high school and sophomore year of college, but one thing hasn't. The unsettling contrast in my community that I see on a weekly basis traveling between the MLK Center and my home. When people find out that I spend each week at the Bottom, they instantly wonder why. They wonder this because they haven't had a dance party with Steven when he answers all of his math problems correctly. They haven't received a birthday card from Tia, arguably the smartest 7th grader I know, which is signed by her entire class. They haven't received a hug from Ramir, the so-called bad kid, when he gets 100 on his spelling test. They haven't seen the intelligence, humility, and potential each of these children has and automatically dismisses them as kids from the ghetto that will be stuck there the rest of their lives. The fact that inner-city at-risk children are automatically dismissed is a problem that I would like to solve. Many of these young children are as caring, intelligent, and innocent as any other child their age. So why do we treat them any differently? Each and every one of them has so much unexplored potential and gets dampened just because of where they live on a map. On my drive home every Tuesday, I realize that I can't change the circumstances that these kids go home to each night. However, for 2 hours each week, I can make each of these children feel valued and important. I can help rewrite the narrative of their life and help them uncover their self-worth, value, and unexplored potential. By teaching them these values, they will hopefully grow up to become role models for children in their same environment. I may only be helping 20 kids, but my role in their lives can have a compounding effect for the future generations of at-risk kids in Wilmington.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thanks, Virginia. She came all the way from Colorado for that.
Yeah.
She was in Colorado last week. Hey, let's move right along. Thank you very much. It's off to the Joe and Lenny show, and the big moment, what we're here for.
All right, okay. Hey, good evening. I've been here too long. Good morning still. Thank you so much for coming today. This is another one of my wow days. This is an incredible moment for me, my wife, for Mark, for all of the people that have been supporting us from the time that we have come back to Wilmington, North Carolina. I can remember the day coming back here, 2012, to participate and being invited in the celebrity guest for the Azalea Festival. And I can remember when I was a little boy sitting on the curb watching the Azalea Festival, never seeing anyone that looked like me. And all I wanted as a little knucklehead 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old kid is for the clowns to get out of the little cars and throw me a piece of candy. During all of that time, I listened to all the comments behind me with my parents sitting there, all the derogatory things that were being said. They didn't want us at the parade at all. I realized right then and there that it was time for me to come back to Wilmington and to make a difference in this community that I grew up in, right on the other side of this house. My parents built that house, and my grandfather, my father, my mother built that house in 1948 and bought the property from Dr. Eaton. Dr. Eaton owned this whole square block. History, folks. Very successful man, very successful family. From that moment on, we knew and we had a vision. We talked to a lot of people in this town about that vision. And a lot of them you've heard said they thought I was crazy. And I understand that. I relish in that, actually. Because when you tell me no, I know it's yes. And when you tell me no, I know it's the right thing to do. So that's why I relish in that. But I'm going to tell you guys, this is an incredible moment for me and for my wife, Joanne, and for this organization and the unbelievable volunteers and the unbelievable people that are supporting us in this community, that have been behind us. And there are so many people behind the scenes, I could not even begin. We would be up here all day, literally, to go through the names. But as I look out over this crowd and I see the mayor who supported us, who thought we were crazy, stood behind us with the city, getting involved with us from day one. I look at Jonathan Barfield with the county, who got involved with us, supporting us. I look at Charlie Rivenbark coming here to this house with me 2 or 3 times. And I was looking for his guidance and support. I look at Deb Hayes when we first did the exhibition match at Trask Coliseum at UNCW, bringing in John McEnroe and the great Todd Martin, who is the chairman of the board for the International Tennis Hall of Fame. I look out here and I see so many people that have been involved. Rex Miller, David Kay Doherty, Cindy Duchamp. I mean, the names go on and on and on. Joe Cananacci with the Big Talker, with our tennis program that we do live every Tuesday morning, the support. And then I come to guys like Herb McKim, Harry Crayley, who played with me as we were youngsters here in this town. So many others that were on that New Hanover High tennis team that I wished so much that I could have played with them at New Hanover High, but I couldn't because of the color of my skin. 2 blocks away, I couldn't. But that didn't mean anything to these guys, because even when I came back here 50 years later, we picked up right where we were, like nothing had changed. They stood behind me in everything that I did. Mr. Roundtrees and Sylvia's of the world. I mean, this goes on and on. I look out here at Enza. I met her for the first time at the City Club. This lady comes up to me and she says, "You know what? I'm going to call you. I believe in what you're doing." She said, I'm going to support your program. I'm going to make a contribution." She called me, made that contribution, met her at the City Club. See, she walked the walk. She not only talked the talk, she walked the walk. I look and remember Wilma Daniels, classmates, friends, my mom, her mom, friends. How she has stood behind us since the time we've come back and the time that I've made contact with her. She's a very successful lady. We know that. We know what she's done in this community and what she stands for in this community. I look at the city councilman. I look at Port City Church with Mike Ashcraft. I look at the Barnetts of the world, the Charlie Rivenbarks, the Rod Zappels. The list goes on and on. What Jonathan has done and has proposed at the City Club. Now, folks, if you know anything about history of what the City Club used to be and what the City Club used to stand for, I couldn't walk in the door. No way I was ever going to walk in the door at the City Club. This man and his family has changed all of that in this community. See, this is what we have got to do. You got to walk the talk, guys. It's time. It's way beyond the time of still talking. And Mr. Mayor, I'm going to steal one of your phrases. We got to rise together. We have to rise together in this daggone community. When you look at, when Councilman Barnett mentioned the tragedy that just happened last night, how many times do we have to wake up and hear about a tragedy of someone being shot or killed 3 blocks from here? How many times, guys? We have to rise together. I think of Taylor and those that come in from Durham, North Carolina this morning to be here, bringing his kids here to play on this court, bringing his kids here to be taught and to be not only learn about the little yellow tennis ball, but see, we're teaching something that is much, much more important. And that's about just being a human being. Just loving your fellow man. Just doing the right things, folks. It doesn't take a whole lot, I'm telling you. And above all, the man that is behind me is Jesus Christ. That's who's leading all of this. Lenny Simpson is not doing this. It is impossible for Lenny Simpson to have done and accomplished everything that has been accomplished when we started this on a vision in 2014. There's absolutely no way possible. But see, with God behind us and directing us and guiding us, that's how we have come from whence we have come, from zero to where we are to this day, December 3rd. It's been an incredible ride, folks. And I thank each and every single one of you because, see, you must understand, this is your home. This is your property at 1406 Orange Street. Oh, yeah, Joanne and I, this is going to be our residence and our corporate academic enrichment facility upstairs. But this is your home. This is your property. We need your help. We need for you to get involved. And I'm going to tell you, I'm so glad to see black men out here today. See, because I've got to get more black men involved in what we are doing with our kids. We reach out to all kids. All kids are at risk. I don't care what color you are. I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't care. I'm sick of that. I'm 72 years old. Why am I running around to figure out what color you are? I've seen all of that. My hand was spat on at 8th and Ann, playing in my first city championship. When I'd go to pick up a ball, spit on my hand. See, I've seen all of that. I've been right there to that corner, right down here, to catch the bus. Get on the bus. Go to the back of the bus. I've gone downtown to Five and Dime. Woolworth store. Walk in and look at the beautiful counter. 60 stools. Man, and I love food. Okay? And they're eating hot dogs and hamburgers and cheeseburgers and these beautiful milkshakes. And then over in the corner, about 8 foot by 8, a little area for black people to go and buy a little hot dog and maybe get waited on and maybe not get waited on. See, I've seen all of that. Hey, I'm not interested in all of that anymore. I'm interested in paying it forward. I don't care what political party you are involved in. I don't care. It's not about that. It's about the success of our next generation in this daggone community, folks. They don't walk around and say Democrat, Republican, Independent, Libertarian, whatever. They're just kids like Gabriel. Kids like Gabriel. See, Gabriel is very fortunate, extremely fortunate. He's got a mother and father in his family. They're very successful. He's got all the support that he needs to succeed. But see, Gabriel, there's no guarantee for Gabriel that he is going to succeed Because, see, he can turn and go wrong very quickly if the right guidance is not on his case every single day. This is an incredible day for me, for my family, for my lovely wife, Joanne, who stays by me, stands by me. We've been married 47 years, folks. And if you haven't noticed, she's of a different color. So if you haven't noticed, I'm just telling you. I don't care. We've been married 47 years. See, when we got married, everybody said, that's not going to last. Be together about 6 months. See, that's why I relish in those kind of things. Remember, you tell me no, it means yes. I see Fran Hogue back here. Been with us from day one. Day one. On that court with those kids. Hot, 98 degrees. We still go to MLK every Tuesday. Drive by. You'll see us. Although the facilities are not what they have been because of the virus. We're right out there. So, folks, we got to rise together. And I challenge each and every single one of you standing here today and those that were here earlier. We got to put away those things. See, when this country is going through the things that it's going through right now, when most people and most communities are tearing down statues, tearing down plaques, tearing down markers. See, I told you, I don't care. One Love is about putting up plaques, putting up markers. And that is why we're here today as I introduce to you Beth Rutledge from the historic Wilmington Foundation, who is going to unveil this plaque and tell you a little about, not a little, a lot about what they stand for in this community and what they do. And we're privileged to be getting this plaque down in this community, in the bottom, to get this plaque, this historical plaque, and this historical marker from the African American. That, you know what? That's a lot of words. I'm just going to call it the African American Commission of History. Okay? And what they're doing. And the street sign marker that's going to be right out here in this yard, right here, telling the story and the history of the great people that played on this court, the great people that did so many incredible things in this community. Way before Lenny Simpson. I'm just trying to pick up the mantle. That's all I'm trying to do. So without further ado, Beth Rutledge of the historic Wilmington Foundation. This is why you're here today. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. I'm a little speechless. That was really incredible. I'm Beth Rutledge. I'm the director of the Historic Wilmington Foundation. And you may know us because we do, among other things, we do the Plaque program. I often say that plaques connect people to place. When we look around at this small house, if we didn't know its history, we might not think it's any more special than any other bungalow. But its history makes it profoundly unique and absolutely worth preserving. Historic preservation is not only about keeping around a house or a building because it looks pretty. Historic preservation is finding the meaning in place and making sure that others get to experience it as well. The fact that Lenny Simpson and One Love chose to take on this property in 2018, and now I saw it before, it was not looking great before. The fact that Lenny Simpson saw the promise in this and knew its history, and as he said, chose to pick up that mantle and move forward, deserves recognition. I believe that this property at 1406 will still be recognized long after all of us are gone. But I'm so honored that all of us are here today to be a part of the history that is being made. I'm going to read to you what is on the plaque real quick before. Dr. Eaton moved into this house in 1945. Lenny Simpson came into this house in 2018. 2021 is another new beginning. I'm going to read to you the text that is on the Eaton House plaque, and then Blair is going to unveil it. If you're wondering about who creates who creates this text, please know that this is a group effort, a team effort. We have a phenomenal plaque committee at Historic Wilmington Foundation. It is all volunteers. Beverly Tedderton, an esteemed local historian, is our chair. Gareth Evans from the Bellamy House Museum is also on that committee. If there's anyone else here from the Plaque Committee, please raise your hand because you deserve recognition. Without further ado, here is the story of the Eaton House. Eaton House, 1929. Craftsman-style bungalow built as rental property for George C. Jackson, 1868 to 1932. Sheriff. Purchased in 1945 by Dr. Hubert A. Eaton, 1916 to 1991. Native of Fayetteville, physician, civil rights activist, and wife, Celeste Marie Burnett, 1919 to 1972. The Eatons made additions on both sides of the house and constructed a clay tennis court. Althea Gibson, 1927 to 2003, world champion professional tennis player and golfer, winner of multiple Wimbledon and U.S. Open championships, lived in the Eaton home while receiving tennis training and attending Williston High School. The house remained in the family for 59 years. Thank you. And introducing the Eaton House plaque.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to conclude thanking each and every one of you again of your part in this. This is your plaque. This day of being a part of history is your day. We thank each and every single one of you for coming. We thank so much the Historic Wilmington Foundation of this beautiful plaque, but more importantly for what it stands for. And it's going to go right on this house here at 1406. And as Beth so appropriately said, this plaque and that street side marker will be here long after every single one of us are gone. I want to thank Joanne for putting up with me for 47 years, my wife right here. I want to thank Mark Sinclair, my right-hand man. I want to thank Cindy Ducharme, alumni Nina, all the people that have traveled in to come and be with us and a part of this today. I want to thank Joe Canonacci of The Big Talker for stepping in and doing such a great job as an MC. Thank you so much, every one of you. I'm sorry we went a little long, but thank you so much. Really appreciate everything from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.